What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Icon, and we here on 95 South Podcast once again. We have podcast shows. For people that don't know, it's a radio show and a podcast, and soon be re-televised again in all your airways. But first and foremost, I'd like to thank God always for this opportunity to be able to come on here and to be able to have this platform to be able to interview great people and to be on with my brother from another mother, on your baby mama's favorite host, Barry White Jr. voice himself, the next voiceover, and the man with the great podcast himself, the Chatterbox, every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. What's going on, brother? Jacob Great in the building.
What's up, brother? What's up, man? Glad to be here. Man, on this side of the dirt, all I can do is smile about it. So each day we wake up, we got a chance and a choice another day to get it all the way right. So we in for a great treat, have a great show, and we gonna give the people what they love: some information, some education, and some motivation.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Go ahead and introduce this link to everybody so we can get the show cracking.
So we do have Charlotte, North Carolina, building with us this evening. You know, Miss Belinda, Hollywood, Houston is in the building. Hollywood, if you can go ahead and tell the people about yourself a little bit, and then we can go ahead and get into your story.
Okay, well, let's say the Queen City is in the house.
I can dig it.
When you say Charlotte, North Carolina, you need to go ahead and bring out that Queen City
I can
because
dig
you're
it.
Man,
talking to a queen. Everybody say, we wear many hats. Well, I turned my hats into crowns. Okay, so I am a queen from the Queen City. So I am Belinda Houston. I'm a mother of two grown children. A grandmother of five grandbabies, with one still in the hospital. She'll be coming home soon, so I am so excited. Love the grandbabies, love spending time with them, and I have a goddaughter. Her name is Zinnia, and love to see her and everything. So I'm a big family person when it comes down to my grandbabies. And I have plenty of nieces and nephews, but I got a little niece, and she just turned one, and she calls me Auntie Nanny. That's what she's going to call me when she can say it. All my grandkids call me Nanny, so she's going to hear Nanny all the time. So, but I'm her aunt, so she's going to be calling me Auntie Nanny, and I'm so excited about that. So, I'm very transparent person. But a church going person, I participate in church. I sing with basic brothers and sisters in Christ under the Kirkpatrick sisters, Sharon and Cookie Kirkpatrick. So I still wear a lot of crowns. I'm an author. And during the time that I was in a car wreck and I was out of work, um, I was on Facebook and talking to other people. And before the accident, I was involved with doing things out in the community, volunteering, and they was always talking about doing things out in the community for the homeless people, but I never heard them say about doing anything for the baby. So at that time, my daughter was pregnant. She was carrying twins, and I started, you know, asking people for clothes and started putting them aside. So as my daughter gave birth to her twins and I started keeping the clothes, I started asking for more. They started coming, and I started putting my little information out. People started calling, and so I started going out there in the community and started connecting with other organizations through um, Doll Lady Laureate, and she had me out there in the community. But it took me a year to get a name. I kept trying to come up with a name, and my daughter said, "Stop trying to figure out a name." So a year later, I come up with I got a name through God, and it was God's Gift Baby Ministry, and I've been rolling, and it'll be 6 years in May of this year. And God's Gift Baby Ministry, we travel. We've been to Durham, we've been to Raleigh. I pack up my van and off we go to be a blessing at the community, um, helping different other organizations or just setting up being God's Gift Baby Ministry along with the Queen City Dolls. The Queen City Dolls is an organization that I was a part of. Well, I'm still a part of, but we all are doing separate things. But if we need each other, we call on each other. I know Doll Hollywood will be there. I was the president of the Queen City Dolls, and now it's turned over to Doll Lady Laureate. So with God's Gift Baby Ministry and the Queen City Dolls, they refer young ladies to me for baby items. Deborah Clausiette is Doll Lady Laureate's organization where she deals with domestic violent women and that needs clothes for their baby. So she refers them to me. Well, to God's Gift Baby Ministry, and God's Gift Baby Ministry get baby items together for these mothers and give them the baby items. So we set up any and everywhere. It's nowhere that I would not go with God's Gift Baby Ministry. So I am so excited about the event that God's Gift Baby Ministry is getting ready to have on March 9th. It's our first big baby giveaway for the year of 2024. It's going to be at Genesis Project 1 at 5104 Reagan Drive in Charlotte, North Carolina, the big Queen City, Suite 5. Um, I have Mr. Goodfoot. He's the clown that's coming to dance with our kids, and sometimes the parent he dances with everybody. I've even got my dance on with him at an event. So it's going to be some things that I have for the mothers out there on March the 9th. I have some things for some men that need some shoes and stuff. I'm going to have items for a little bit of everybody. But I, have everything for the babies all the time. But when I get donations for the mothers or, for the older men or the older kids, I take those items and I help those mothers out that needs that help.
Okay,
So
so
I don't give you a nutshell.
yes, ma'am. So it's the name of the organization is God's Gift Baby Ministry, correct?
Yes,
Okay, is that a ministry movement or is that a nonprofit?
it's a nonprofit.
It's a nonprofit. So tell me how, because a lot of people want to start nonprofits and they just don't know how to do it. So, would you start a nonprofit and you being so vocal about, these babies and stuff and having a movement in ministry and having a nonprofit? Tell me, how did that stem? How did it all come about? I know you've been helping people for a very, very long time. And so, how has that grown since you turned it into a 501c13 nonprofit?
Oh well, okay. Well, then let me back up. Okay, so I haven't made it to the 501c nonprofit. So I'm LLC.
Okay, okay,
Okay. So I'm working to that point.
Mm-hmm.
to be 501c. But with what I'm doing now, as having sponsors, and my sponsors are good sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's all in who you know and connecting with people. Like me, I like to talk. So, I believe in what I'm doing. And when I talk about God's Gift Baby Ministry, I walk, talk, sleep, eat God's Gift Baby Ministry. So I don't care where I'm at, I don't care who I'm with. I'm talking about God's Gift Baby Ministry in the midst of other conversations that we are having, even with my daughter. We can be sitting at the kitchen table talking about something. The next thing I know, I'm on God's Gift Baby Ministry because it's in my head and it's things that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So my goal is to have a building here in the Queen City. But when I was in Gastonia, I had women that I served in Gastonia and was still able to come to the Queen City and serve my women in Queen City.
Mm-hmm.
Well, health issues, I cannot do that right now. So if I have a place in Queen City, go take care of my young women in Gastonia and get established in Gastonia. I have women that I have in Concord and up that way. I have people in those two places that I can connect with and have places in three different locations. That's my goal.
So
That's
you
what I
so
see.
so you
That's my
service gas.
vision.
Okay, okay. So you service Gastonia, Charlotte,
I
Concord, Kannapolis, Mooresville, Huntersville, and so on and so forth. Okay, I'm very familiar with it.
wherever wherever someone calls me from,
Okay.
if the volunteers and stuff that connects with me, if I can, like Gastonia, I had a young lady that needed something in Kings Mountain. I knew I couldn't get there. I know I can't do it. So as long as I can transfer, get the stuff to Gastonia, then I know three people in Gastonia can get it to Kings Mountain.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay.
You know what
That's
I'm
great.
saying?
Yeah, that's great.
So we make it work. Even going to um New York, we sent some stuff off, but that's money that you have to pay for that stuff to get it sent off like that. But if it's worth it, we do it. If God is putting it on my spirit to do it, I've done it before.
Right. Right.
But it's not
I
all
can
the
do.
time that it's done like that. It's sometimes that I can't help people. But it hurts me because I can't help that mother that really needs my help.
Hmm.
But I
I,
have to pray on that thing, and I have to, keep moving on and try. And then I've had to connect with someone that can help them where they're at. I've
right. Right.
had to do that before.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I can dig it. I can dig it. And so with that being said, with you servicing so many, in the Charlotte metropolitan area, and you service in Queen City as well. As far as the events that you meet in your church community, how are those events?
Well, you don't have too many churches that be involved. Um, Now, Nicole, Lady Laureate, Nicole, she would get God's Gift Baby Ministry involved with some church events if she know ahead of time that this church event is going on, and it's Hollywood, I need for God's Gift Baby Ministry to be there, then God's Gift Baby Ministry is on point. We're there. But it's not really church involvement. Yeah.
Okay, so he fell off for a minute, but he should be back on. But so anyway, so what as far as when it comes to like the sponsorships, you said you got good sponsors. So one, how hard was it to get sponsors for what you were doing? And two, what kind of tips or that you can give people, advice that you can give other people in business, especially starting out, how to go about getting sponsors?
Your sponsors have to believe in you. My sponsors believe in me. And another thing, I don't harass my sponsors. I have a sponsor. He only gives for Christmas. I don't ask him for nothing, period, until Christmas. When Christmas comes, that's when he gives. That's point blank, period. I don't my other sponsors, like and I can call his name because he a good sponsor. Minister T Breeze. Minister T Breeze is a minister. He's over Two Miracles Entertainment, and he's a photographer. So he's my DJ.
And he a great
He's
gospel rapper.
I'm getting ready. Hold up now. Let me introduce my sponsor now. Listen, all
Mm-hmm.
right.
I just want you
He's
to
a
listen.
good guy.
I just
Hold
want to tell you that
on.
I know who you're talking about. I know who you're
I
talking about.
know you know. Let me talk about my DJ, my sponsor. He's my photographer. He's my DJ, and he's my sponsor. So he sponsors more than just, and he buy baby items, and well he sends what he gonna send, and I go purchase. I send him pictures. He take pictures with the stuff. He does more. He does a lot more than just sending money. You understand what I'm saying? So
Mm,
when you have a sponsor that believe in you like that, I ain't complaining about nothing.
right.
So my sponsors like Jonathan Coleman, Media Blast, um love Big J to death. I call him Big J. You know, very out on Facebook, posting and helping other people, um making sure I'm on the radio with King Jacob and Icon. Yeah. So, I knew nothing about y'all. So Jonathan got me on here. So Jonathan is a sponsor. So, he hosts a lot of my events. So people that believe in me and I show them what I do. And if they tell me that I need to be somewhere and I'm there on time, ready to talk, they see my work. I'm not that person that's all in the business, the paperwork and all that. No, that's not me. I like to work. If I'm gonna put you to work, you're gonna see me work because that's gonna make you want to work. That's gonna make you say, she all in here with her business. That's me. I fold up baby clothes by myself. I don't need nobody. That's therapy for me. So, I have good sponsors. Genesis Project One, they're opening their doors. They give, I don't call my donations I call them blessings. So they open up their doors for God's Gift Baby Ministry to come in there and set up and do whatever God's Gift Baby Ministry want to do. But they also give a donation. I took a picture of all the stuff that I bought, sent it. I put it on Facebook. So, they do because they believe in me.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got to show people what you about. I'm a talker. And then people that really know me know that I'm shell, I'm crazy. They can say what they want to say. But I'm good people. But I'm passionate about what I do. I walk, talk, sleep, eat God's Gift Baby Ministry 24/7.
Okay. So let's talk about real quick. You're a business person, and for you've been in business for a while. So let's just discuss like how business was before, during, and after COVID. So the things that you've seen on all three phases.
So before COVID, everything was flowing. During COVID was really hard. Because quite natural, you really didn't want to be going to nobody's house. And everybody ain't gonna tell you that they got a cold. So we started bagging up the items ourselves, and we would go put them on the porch. We would take the call and we would do it like that. Um, or they would come outside, they and then when we would go volunteer at different events, they would do the drive-through type stuff. So
they were so happy about it.
it was a challenge during the COVID. Now everybody is, now I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to just really be out here on a regular basis, you know, ready to serve the community wherever God's Gift Baby Ministry can set up, and receiving these blessings that are going to be coming in and getting everything ready so these women can come to this new building that someone is going to bless God's Gift Baby Ministry with, to set up where these women can come in and get the things that they need, where we are still able to go out in the community and continue to be a blessing. I'm claiming that this day. I've been claiming it since we got started, but 2024 is coming. God's Gift Baby Ministry is next in line for that blessing. And I'm going to be standing there waiting for it to come.
Okay. So
Amen.
let me ask you a question before I send it back over to my brother. So when it comes to like, have you had to use your ministry for any like big catastrophic situations, like if somebody's house burned down or doing like a big hurricane or storm? So what was that one? Was there any of those kind of moments that you had during this time that you've been doing this ministry that you'd be like, okay, this is what is this is one of the moments that it's all about when we can step in and do something in these particular situations?
Um, I got clothes ready for someone in Winston Salem. It was somebody had put something out on Facebook. That some lady, young lady needed clothes, for her baby in Winston-Salem, and we sent clothes to Winston-Salem, and somebody else drove them there. But to be honest, I would love to pack up. That right there would be oh my God. I would be so excited and so outdone. And I know it would really be a tragedy for these people. But to call my sponsors and tell them that God's Gift Baby Ministry has been asked to go somewhere to help out a family somewhere. Y'all, who would be ready to go and pack up is me. I'm telling you, I would not hesitate. Period. I would pack up. I would have to call some of my dog sisters and be like, who rolling with God's Gift Baby Ministry on this blessing? Because we were rolling. I would be ready. I would be ready.
It's definitely coming because it's people all over the country that need that. And now that we know who you are, other people gonna know who you are. Believe me, by the time we get to the end of this interview, you give your information, people gonna be hitting you up. But go ahead, Jacob.
Yeah, so I understand that you are author as well, and so I want
Who
to ask
told
you.
you that?
I understand. I understand.
Who told you I was an author?
It's all right. I understand. So what I want to ask you is about your book. What made you want to write a book, and the type of feedback you get from others when they purchase and read your book.
Well, who wasn't trying to be an author was me. I wasn't trying to be an author. And what happened was I got in trouble by my pastor at church. And I got summoned to the pastor study. So you know what happens when you go to the pastor study? When you go to the pastor study, you know you're in trouble. It's okay for y'all to laugh. It's all right.
She see you in trouble.
So when I got in trouble, shut your mouth. When I got in trouble, she say, Belinda, I say, yes. She said, why are you showing out? I said, because if I didn't show out, it wouldn't be me. She said, well, I need for you to write, get you a book, and you need to write in this journal every day. She said, I don't care what you write. If you wrote good day, bad day, whatever, you need to write in your book.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, I don't think I really want to do all of that. I said, that's just a little bit too much for me. She said, pray on it and write. Pray. Okay. So as I began to follow directions, I began to write. And the more I started writing, the more feelings started to come out. And the more feelings came out, the more I got mad. The more I got the cussing, the more I started throwing stuff, the more I got all more words in my head. I couldn't get it on paper. It was just, I was done. And I was like, why? Why? What is really going on? So whenever it happened, I went to bed and I woke up over in the night and I wrote 8 poems back to back. Named all 8 poems back to back. What I was writing was poems back to back. They were rhyming. And my first book was it was poetry, Take Off the Mask. All the things that I endured in my life from what I remember as a child up until my adulthood.
Hold up. So let's stop right there for a minute. Take off the mask. I just want to say that for one more time to the people sitting on the back of the pew of the church.
Oh, you don't
Take
want me to go with that take off the mask stuff.
take off the
That's a
mask.
whole nother show.
So the reason I ask you that because as we look at society, so many people walk around with their masks on and they never take it off, so you never can reveal your true self. And so when you say take off the mask, that's a really really deep statement, a deep topic. So what made you name your book Take Off the Mask?
It was so many things in my childhood that I that was covered
Mm-hmm.
that I got tired of, and I never would say nothing. No, I hated my daddy for years for beating my mama, for taking stuff out on my older brother. He was, oh, I hated him. But once I took off the mask, I no longer had hate for my father. Me and him is good to this day.
That's a
You
blessing.
know, um, the the drugs that I went through, the relationships that I had, everything just come around to a full circle. Um, Jumping the fence, from being with a man with a woman, hell, they all the same to me. All both of them cheat, both of them lie, both of them kick your ass. So I mean, if you deal with it, then that's you. But I am not dealing with them. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go through that. So the way I look at it now, and take off the mask. Part 2 is coming. Okay, I got 2 more. I have one book that I have not had a what you call it? Can't think of it right now. Whatever. I haven't launched it yet, and that's
Right.
Marriage Secrets and Lovers.
It's called what?
So, Marriage
So what?
Secrets and Lovers.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
oh,
I told
oh,
that too. And
oh.
guess what? All of it is real. Okay, it ain't no
Marriage.
joke. Very
So are you doing?
transparent. And me and my
Are you
ex-husband
doing?
is the best of friends. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank
Are
you.
you doing?
Now, huh?
Hold on.
What's
Are
that?
you doing? Are you doing too? Have you done Audible?
I didn't understand what you said.
I said, have you done an Audible? Have you made your books Audible? Because I would tell you, with the type of books that you have and the type of information you're putting out, you definitely need to put your books in Audible format too, and put it on those Audible apps and all of that. Because I'm telling you, you'll take your book to a whole nother level by putting them on Audible, especially
Okay,
for
well,
people like myself.
that right there, you sound like, yeah. Talk to me on that. Wait a minute, I'm on a roll right quick. So yeah, take off the
Okay.
mask. take off, marriage secrets and lovers. That's a real thing right there. Ain't all masses. But take off the mask too. It's going to be poetry, but behind the poetry is going to be the story of the poems. So, and how I'm coming up with that is because I can't tell people to keep taking off their masks if I found myself covering back up my face. So it's something that I got to come clean on. So I say the first time, if you don't like me, it's okay. It's gonna be all right. So it's either you're gonna love me or you're gonna like me because I have no room for hate. So when part 2 of Take Off the Mask come out, well, you just might as well fall out because you're gonna fall in love with me because it's the real thing. So I'm just being real. Love me. They don't call me Hollywood for nothing. There's a reason why.
All right now.
All right now.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's the
And
thing. Like,
God's gift, baby minutes, they call me Hollywood. They call me Dar Hollywood. I answer to all of them. The queen. I answer.
yeah, because that's the crazy part because church folks is probably have on the mask more than anybody else. Church folks
Oh,
is trying their flaws and their blemishes more than anybody, and I'm talking about from the pastor to the deacons to the
Wow.
people who
where the
actually.
church music at? You gonna make me start shouting without the church music.
Yeah, man, that's why we have when they say this thing that in this era, the church is losing their people and people not going to church like they used to because now that a lot of these churches being exposed because people didn't want to take off their mask. Now when they getting exposed, now they wondering why people not coming to the church house because if I'm coming in the church house and you doing the same thing that I'm doing in the streets. What's the whole point of me being in your church? Especially when pastors are not held accountable. You know what I mean? I hate to use TD Jakes as an example. I don't know if he did what they say he did, but at the same thing, I seen a lot of people not holding him accountable if he did do what he did. And that's and I'm like, if y'all not gonna hold pastors accountable for their flaws, whoever it is, then what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? So, because they're just like any job you do in life. If I'm coming to you get baby clothes, I don't expect you to give me torn up, dirty baby clothes. You have a standard that you want to uphold when you're giving out baby clothes. So if I'm going to
And
my
that
pastor,
is correct. Because if
expect my
I'm not
pastor
gonna put it on my grandbabies, I'm not
to
gonna give it to you to put on yours.
yeah, so if I go to my pastor, I expect him to have a certain level of integrity about him. If I'm gonna go to him with to try to lay my burdens down, and I go to my pastor to get advice, I want them to have some kind of level of integrity when I go to him. You know what I'm saying? So,
I say, why should I come to you and tell you what's going on with me when you are sleeping with one of the members in the church?
mm.
Wow.
How can you put your arms around the women in the church, looking at the side of your eye to see if your wife is watching,
Mm.
knowing that's the woman that you are laying with
Mm.
in the
Wow.
church?
Mm. Mm.
Who is doing the creeping now?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you tell Deacon so and so to go tell Sister Mary that everything is going to be all right. Why? because he is getting Sister Mary prepared for you. Why? Because you're creeping from the pulpit.
Hey, real
Then
quick,
you have a nerve to say, Father, I stretch my hands to thee. No other help I know. Why? Because you're creeping from the pulpit.
That sounds
When
like a
you
whole sermon.
should be telling that brother to leave those little boys alone.
Huh?
But you can't do that because you're what? Creeping from the pulpit.
Wow.
That's part of one of the poems in my book. They won't let me tell that in the good old church. But it's okay because it's gonna come out. Y'all be looking for me with my publisher, Lisa Santiago McNeil. And y'all gonna get that full blast of that poem right there. Y'all better have your tamarines and drums ready.
I know that's right. I know
hey,
that's
Yeah.
right. She said,
So it's a lot.
she said a
It's a
tambourine.
lot to Belinda
Yeah.
Houston, honey. A
Yeah.
crown that the queen wear and represent the queen city. Okay? It's a
I
lot
hear that.
to me. It just need to come out. Yeah, my anxiety getting high now. Yeah, I'm getting excited now. Look
That's
at
all
you
right.
grinning.
That's all right. That's all right.
I love this. Yeah, we need
Queen.
to do
hey,
this
Queen.
again.
Queen.
real
Yeah,
Hey,
we
hey,
got a
real
lot
hey,
quick
hey,
to
now.
talk
Queen.
about. We can
Hey,
stir up a
Jacob,
lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Jacob, real quick. Did y'all see that video about it was on, I forgot, it was on YouTube or whatever, and the girl ran in the church and was trying to fight the first lady, and then it got so bad that the preacher was standing up there and he was like, "This is still my church, and I'm not." And they were trying to make him leave, and he was like, "I ain't leaving because y'all got to vote me out first." And they had to call the police, and the police had to make him leave, and because he was like, basically, I'm not leaving, even though he messed up, but he like, until y'all vote me out, this is still my church. And like I said, the mistress in there trying to get to the first lady, trying to fight her in the middle of service. This is in the middle of service. You know what I'm saying? I
What?
was like,
Where was this at?
this.
Yeah.
I was watching something on TikTok or YouTube or something, and I seen it, and it was like a whole video of the lady, the woman, the girl came in there and just trying to fight the first lady in the middle of service, and the preacher stood up and said, "It's still mine." They were trying to tell him like, "You need to leave, pastor," and he's like, "No, I ain't leaving." And he's like, until he said, "The protocol, y'all got to vote me out first, so it's still my church," and they ended up calling the police, and the police had
Mm,
to come in.
mm. Ain't
Lord
that?
Basically kind of calm the church down.
Have mercy.
Lord have mercy. The
Yeah,
things these folks do.
mm-hmm. I said, that things that got real crazy out there now. I
Especially in the
don't care
church,
how,
man.
back in the day, I don't care how bad it got. You ain't interrupt. You interrupt service. I don't care how bad things got.
I
You know what I'm
mean,
saying? You still gonna
there's
wait for
just
them to
some
have
things
service.
you just don't do. You
That's
don't
Yeah.
right.
take the mess to church, okay?
Mm-mm.
If you got to take it to church, just don't go. I mean, don't.
Wow.
But anyway, why is you messing with the preacher man? Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
And why is
Mm-hmm.
the preacher man messing with the women in the congregation too?
And why is the mistress trying to fight the first lady? Like, what's that all about?
well,
Like
do
that.
y'all? Oh well, I better not say that. That might stir up something. Let me shut my mouth. Oh, shut up, Belinda. You gonna cause Pastor might see this and you been upset. Yeah, let me be quiet.
Stir
I
it
will
up,
get
stir it up, stir it up now.
Lord, no. Let me be quiet. What else we gonna talk about, brothers? Yeah, we need
Well,
to really have now. This is when we really need to have a discussion on another show.
uh-huh.
So we can really get to talking because who would talk? I talk on my truth and on things that I know about a preacher because I know. It ain't because I heard because somebody told me.
You know,
Or
people ain't
I
supposed to talk about pastors and the preachers like that. That's what they say. Don't you talk about that preacher like
well
that.
if he was a hoe, he was a hoe. And if I know
Have
and
mercy.
I know and he can tell me where the liquor house was, then I mean you can't tell what?
Mm-hmm. So
Come on.
what got you out of some of you got you away from some of your demons? What kind of got you on the right path? What was that moment for you that got you more focused on like what you doing these days?
Oh my God. You'd have never known I was a whole lot crackhead.
Mm.
I didn't look like a crackhead. I didn't walk like a crackhead. I didn't have crackhead across my forehead. I dressed. I kept my nails done. I kept my hair done. I was just like all these other fake undercover folks, but I was a whole lot crackhead and nobody knew it. If you was not in my circle, you did not know.
Mm.
Wow.
Wow.
That's deep. So like my partner said, how did you get away from your demons?
So
Yeah.
what did it was
Mm-hmm.
that my mom died.
Sorry to hear that.
And I didn't care how much crack I done that night. I was not high.
Mm.
I was not high. I was like, what in the hell is going on? Wasn't high. Period. I was like, what? I called the dope man. I say, what you give me? I said, because what you gave me ain't good. And he was like, what you mean? He say, Hollywood, you know. I say, if my ear is not ringing, it's not good. He come back over there. He gave me some more and extra. Wasn't high.
Mm.
I say, okay, here goes some money. Let me call him back. I was sitting on the porch, on my ex-husband porch. I had God on the right side, the devil on the left. I got both of them talking to me in my ear. The devil said, you know what? You know you want that? Go ahead. Go ahead and have your party. We're going to jam. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. God over here saying, you know what? You don't want that. You have too much to live for. You have a support team. You need to do what you need to do. But you know, I was always told that God know what you gonna do before you. He know what you gonna do before you do. Well,
Mm.
I'm saying to myself, well, if he know all that, then why the hell am I carrying on with him? So I'm listening to the devil. Devil say, well, you know, they don't care about this and they don't care about that. And I'm sitting there like, my head was like, woo. So I picks up the phone and I call my boy. I say, look here. I said, I love you. And there's nothing in this world that I would not do for you. But this is what I need for you to do for me. You keep your dope to yourself. You can call me about anything but your dope. He said, what's wrong, Hollywood? I said, nothing. I'm done. Okay. I said, give me that respect. He said, okay. I said, all right. Click. It's been 9 years. No, 10 years. August this year be 10 years.
So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. Time out. So you telling us you quit drugs cold turkey without no rehab or nothing off of this God basically saying it's done.
I quit cold turkey. I had my daughter. I had my son. I had Dr. E.R. Kirkpatrick. I had my doll sisters. I had my girl, Doris Young. I had my grandkids, and God stood over all of them. I quit cold turkey, never been to rehab. The first time I smelled that stuff after that, I about tore up the store on North, that was North Trine? Yeah, on North Trine Street. I walked into the store to use the bathroom. The guy come out of there smelling like that stuff. They had to come and get me. My job had to come get me because I was so sick from smelling it. I have not done it. I tell people now, even if I can go farther than that. Let's rewind. Went to a party. They talking about Hollywood. We ain't seen you. You know, people love to tell you what you used to do. I said, okay, I'm at the party. We go into the house. They sitting over here on the left, snorting and playing dominoes. On back, cracking, playing cards. On back, a little bit more. They said, Hollywood, what you doing? I said, sitting here looking at you dumb fools. I said, what you looking at us for? I said, because I'm going to have to take one of y'all dumbasses to the emergency room because one of y'all going to overdose. I said, but y'all can sit up here and smoke up Smoky Mountain and smoke out, and snort up Peru. I'm going to be here to help y'all dumbasses, okay? Is what I'm going to do. To this day, I tell them crazy tales that. And to this day, me and my drug dealer, he is dying to this day. And I've been to see him. I continue to go see him. And to this day, we don't talk about no drugs. He thanks me. I thanks him. Okay? So
And
yeah.
how long were you on drugs?
Huh?
How long were you on drugs before you stopped?
Yeah. Too long for me to be trying to damn remember. Just being real, yeah. I can tell you that it be 10 years come August. Now,
Yeah,
before all
yeah,
that, hell, I can't tell you. I done been in a car accident, severe concussion. Yeah, that part. Just know that I ain't on it. I
yeah.
know where my money go. Right now, I
Yeah.
ain't got none, but I know where it go when I get some.
Well,
And it sure ain't going on no crack, okay?
I appreciate you coming on and giving us your time. And I
I'm gonna be
definitely,
hearing from y'all again. Y'all gonna
oh
have me
yeah,
on the show again. Look at you. Look at King Jacob. He's sitting down there just shaking his head.
yeah. Because
Yeah,
so the
yeah,
most important thing we need to get from you right now. Well, first I want to say this. Shout out to our affiliates: Village Global Network, She Real Radio, T Dub Entertainment, our 191 stations, and everybody watching. And follow us and subscribe to our page, 910 Sports Entertainment Network on YouTube. Um, Hit me up on Icon E19 on Instagram. If you want to interview, hit me up on Podcast at gmail.com, or if you want to invite us to an event from. So now, Belinda, what we need from you, we need you to give us some information on how people can get in contact with you so they can really get to you when it's time to uh, uh, get some baby clothes or some men's shoes or whatever that you got going on to these people. Because the thing about
Now,
it,
I don't be having no man stuff all the time now. I don't need nobody woman calling me talking about you said you had some clothes for my man. I'm all about the babies. I'm all
yeah,
now.
So when them
And
disasters
I
hit,
say that
you know
either.
they hit.
So,
We want y'all to show. We want you to show up like the Ghostbusters when them disasters hit. So, for them babies.
hey, well then I need for y'all to make sure that I have a truck.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Icon, King Jacob. I
Yeah.
need for y'all to get busy. And y'all need to
Okay.
get me a bus, tear the seats out or whatever. Just leave me some up near the front so my people can ride. Okay?
I
All
can
right.
dig it.
All right.
So y'all can email me at God's Gift BM at gmail.com. I'm on Facebook as God's Gift Baby Ministry LLC. Um, trying to think. Oh, trying to think. Phone number 803-965-1403. Just ask for Belinda Hollywood. I'm gonna answer the phone. Yours truly.
Mm-hmm.
Cash out God's Gift BM. Oh, $ God's Gift BM. And when you, like I say, I don't say donations, I call them blessings. So when you do send a blessing, like I said, I do go out and I purchase what we need. I will write your name down. I will take pictures of what was purchased. I will send it to you. I will put it on Facebook so everybody know who it comes from. I don't mind doing that. That's what I do. I like for people to know what I'm doing. And for a show off, it's just for you to know that your blessing is being blessed by people that need the blessing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What I'm forgetting.
Well, tell them about what the date and time for next weekend event. So
Okay.
about that
So
one
the
more time.
one, if you missed it, God's Gift Baby Ministry is doing a big baby giveaway on next Saturday, March the 9th at 5104 Reagan Drive. Um, Baby items to give away. I have Pampers, body wash for the babies, bottles, clothes from newborn to size 14 pants for girls. I have some items for the mothers, new shoes, new outfits. So y'all need to come on out, share with your friends and everything to come on out to 5104. Come receive your blessings and dance with Mr. Bigfoot, Mr. Goodfoot. I done called him Bigfoot. Oh my goodness, he gonna get me when he hear that. That's the bad.
All right. We
Well,
appreciate
no.
you,
Are
Hollywood.
y'all coming to the show? Where y'all at?
I'm out. I'm on the road. I won't be off the road until April. Unfortunately. So, but I'll be
King
unless
Jacob,
unless
I'm
I
in,
have
I'm in,
to
I'm
do
in South Carolina. I may. I ain't gonna make no promise, but I may.
King Jacob,
Yes, ma'am.
you need to be in the Queen City
I hear you.
on next Saturday.
Okay.
You need to show your face. You need to represent for you and your brother.
No doubt. No doubt.
Okay? I need you here
If
so you
if
can
my
be
schedule
live on so you
if
can be
my schedule
live.
permit me to get there, I come. If my schedule allow me to come, I come.
Okay. All right, because I'm looking for you to do some talking for me.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
And mercy, and Lord, yeah, okay, okay then,
Ah,
okay.
look,
I
you
would
can't
expect that.
have me on the show doing some talking if you ain't got if I can't have you do no talking here in the Queen City.
Oh yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind.
Okay.
If
Look,
I'm
y'all
there,
done met a
I'll
sister.
definitely do it. If I'm there, I definitely do it for sure. That's what I do.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I
All right. Well,
enjoyed y'all.
yeah, we enjoyed you.
Likewise.
We glad we was able to get your testimony there at the end because that's definitely inspiring to hear that you was able to kick your habit just by God showing up and showing out in your life at that moment.
He'll
Because
do it.
a lot of people can't stop doing drugs or whatever their demon is. I don't care if it's sex addiction. I don't care if it's alcohol. I don't care if it's smoking. Whatever it is, they can't stop cold turkey. Most people have to go through rehabs and go through a whole bunch of other mess before they see the light. And you was able to see the light and be able to turn your life around and do what you're doing now for these babies. And that's the most important thing in all of this. Because, you know what I mean, God knew he had to use you for something bigger than what you knew. And you living in your gift that God gave you.
That's
So
right.
God just gonna continue to bless what you're doing because of the fact that you being obedient to him. So, so I can't do nothing but salute you. I will send
Thank
a
you.
donation this week, or whatever. So you can hold me to that. I'm gonna get your cash app again, either from Jacob or Jonathan, and I will send a donation this week. Uh,
A blessing.
a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So look for that blessing probably around Thursday or Friday from me. But I am gonna send a blessing, later on at the end of this week. So or whatever
Thank
for
you.
yeah, definitely. Or whatever. 'Cause I'm all about them babies. So
Oh
anyway,
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
you
Thank
have
you.
a blessed and good night, and you know what I mean. Like I said, maybe God will make a way for me to be in that area next Saturday. You never know. The way I move around, my brother tell you the way I move around. Ain't no telling where I might show up at. So, but anyway, but either way, I know God gonna turn it out for you next week, and have those people show up and show out. So,
Yes, yes.
I just want to thank you for coming on and giving us your time, and you have a blessed weekend.
My pleasure. Enjoy y'all.
All right.
You too.
Likewise.
All right.
We got the good vibe, got the 1942 pouring in my cup. In the session real loud, good